Today I'm going to share with you the brand new Hourglass for Holiday 2025 Ambient Lighting Edit Unlocked palettes. I went with Fox and I picked up the matching brush. Let's try it out. Let's see. We're going to do it on the eyes and on the face, and I'll also do some comparisons for you because we need to know. Yes, we do. Let's hydrate and begin. So here we are yet again. It's Hourglass time for the holidays. So there are multiples of this palette. This shade Fox in particular is the darkest. They do, like always, have other options for medium, light to fair. And then they have one that's exclusive. And then you have the customizable option. I really want to customize one, but I know I don't need it, so I'm gonna be good. They also came out with matching brushes, and I thought, yeah, why not? Let's do it. The biggest thing for me with making my decision was because I was between this and the one right above it, the medium to tan skin. But this one has 5 out of the 6 shades said to be brand new. So here we go. Beautiful artwork. And speaking on the artwork, the limited edition artwork is by a Ukrainian tattoo artist, Sasha Unisex. She did a great job. All of the palettes are absolutely beautiful. 100%, just gorgeous. Love it. So the Fox palette, it includes 1 best-selling blush and 5 brand new shades. Solar Glow Highlighter, Lucid Glow Blush, Desert Light Finishing Powder, Canyon Heat Blush, Amethyst Haze Blush, and Bronze Fusion Bronzer. In true Hourglass fashion, you have the, what I think is the traditional, the standard when it comes to the packaging. It's a little tin, and here is the size in comparison to my hand. And when you open it up, you have a full-size mirror, nice, good quality. This is definitely a very enjoyable moment, so let me share it with you. Ooh. Details on the back, you have the shade names and they're nicely placed in order. 12-month shelf life on these, and you are getting 0.04 ounces or 1.4 grams. That's your net weight. And yes, this did go up a touch this year. This now retails for $94. The brush. I really like that they did the matchy-matchy. You know, as girly girls, we love our matchy-matchy. So each palette has a matching brush. Obviously, you can pick whatever you want, whichever one you like. I matched and I went with the Fox. So this is the Ambient Lighting Edit Brush 2 Fox. Features the Fox peony artwork with a double-ended design. This slanted side is for your blush and bronzer, and then the domed tapered end is for highlight. But you know what? I figured this would be also good on the eyes, which we'll try and we'll see all the things. So this feels nice and weighty in the hand, nice and soft. And I like the shape. It's not too big, but then again, it's new. Maybe over time it'll fluff out just a touch. But it's nice. Now, if you're unaware, these palettes do give back. So you have 5% of the profits that are donated to the Non-Human Rights Project. Now, I am going to swatch these powders for you, but please keep in mind, firstly, swatches are just an idea of what to expect. But these don't usually swatch the same way that they will look on the face. So I just want to let you know, just want to preference that, especially if you're completely new to these. But yeah, let's swatch. I really enjoy the Hourglass powders. Their formula is some of the best. We've got the highlighter in Solar Glow, the blush in Lucid Glow, and then the finishing powder in Desert Light. I was looking at the back. Wow. Look at that gorgeous formula. Wow. Now on to the second row. So these two are blushes, and then this is a bronzer. Let's get a little closer and we will try these on the face. I have my Merit SPF. This is really just like a tinted sunscreen. Very sheer, very light. But I have this applied with a little bit of concealer. I did set my under eye and a light layer of my Sicily loose powder in the shade Rosy all over. Now let's start with the Hourglass finishing powder. This is in the shade Desert Light, which is this one right here. So this is really set to be for blush and bronzer, so I'm gonna go in, I'm gonna use this OG brush from Wayne Goss, it's from the Artistry set, and I'm going to use that to pick up and dust a nice light layer of this powder, because again, this is finishing powder all over. Light layers are always key, so I'm just lightly buffing in a nice light layer all over. These powders truly just perfect the face and just bring everything together. And they bring just that touch of light to the face. So I just went back in and tapped the excess. I'm just doing one side so that you can see. And bear in mind that this Merit, this is very glowy, very, feels very light on the skin. It's a nice perfecting powder. Doesn't look heavy, doesn't feel heavy. Let me go in with a little bit more. I'm not going to tap it. I'm just going to place it right on my nose where I get the most shiny. These finishing powders from Hourglass work so beautifully on like a no makeup day. And what I mean by that is you can just go in with a bit of your skincare and then buff this all over. You'll just be smoothed and perfected with that nice natural your skin as well. But here we are. This side, I went in with the finishing powder. Buffed into the skin beautifully, feels great, feels light. And I'm happy this year because there have been some years where the finishing powder was just too dark for me and I was actually able to use it as a nice everyday bronzer, which is fine, but this shade works. This shade is good. I'm gonna do the other side. Let's even things out. Beauty of these Hourglass finishing powders is how subtle and light and natural they look. They do not ever look like powder. So here's the skin after the finishing powder. She's looking good, yes. Now let's go in with our brush and let's bronze. Again, that's that shade down there. She picking up nicely. It's a very light and airy little of powder that's kicking up, but again, these are baked formulas. So I like the shape of this because you can totally go like this if you want it wider, or you can turn it this way if you want it a little more controlled, if you know, that's what you're going for. So let's try it that way. So see, it's a little bit more sharp, if you will, when you pat it in that way. But I'm going to turn it just a little, like angle it a bit to kind of get rid of that harsh line that I just created for myself. Blending into the skin beautifully. I mean, what else did we expect, right? I think I built it up a little too much, but here it is. Let's continue to warm up the complexion. Didn't swatch this dark, but on the skin, do you see? It like comes to life, the colors. Now, for this side, I'm going a bit lighter handed. Yeah. That's definitely more what I prefer. A lighter hand brings the warmth, but it's not, you know, this is a little more. I will say, I like the brush so far. It's soft, it's applying the product nicely, and I like that I can angle it and kind of just maneuver the shape for what I'm looking for. So this side is a lot lighter of application with the bronzer, and this side I built it up a bit more. We like our options. Clean off the brush with my Sigma switch so that we could try out the blushes. Let's actually highlight before we blush. And to highlight, we're gonna just turn the brush around to this side, and we're gonna go into this shade right here, which is called Solar Glow. Oh wow, I picked up a good amount. I'm gonna tap the excess, and I'm going to just, oh wow. Oh, that's a bit golden, but just want to make sure I blend it so that it's not harsh. When I look forward, you have like this bright gold right here. But I would say it's melting and blending into the skin really nice. Okay, this side is going to be our more intense side, clearly. So I'm going to go in and just pick up a little bit more just to see how this will build up. And yeah, she's building up all right. So this side I feel like is going to look a little, but that's fine. It's fine. I want to show you where and how far we could take these powders. So there we go with the highlight. Okay. Now for the side that we're keeping it light, I'm going to go a lot lighter, more natural, if you will. This is kind of what I would do for my kind of go-to everyday looks. This part of the brush is nice as well. It's soft, the shape works. You can go this way, kind of buff it in the skin, which definitely gives you that softer, diffused look versus over here. Or you can slant it on the side for a little bit more of a application. Nice. Now I have 3 blushes. I'm most excited for this shade, Amethyst Haze. So let's start off with that one. So I cleaned off this side. I'm going to pick up, tap the excess. We'll put it on the side that we already have a lot more. And let's see. Oh my days. Oh my days. I touched my under eye with this blush. We'll fix it. We'll fix it. Hold on. Oh, crisis averted, I think. Okay. This shade, I definitely don't have anything like this in my collection, this shade in particular. But here it is. Before I build it up, I know. I've gone in for more. I just tapped a little on the back of my hand so it's not too over the top. I don't know how I feel about this blush color. Oh, I don't know. All right, so that's this side. It's more intense. It's a little bolder. Let's try another blush. This is the shade Canyon Heat. This one right here. So I've cleaned off the brush on my Sigma switch. Thank you, Sigma switch. Let's tap the excess, and that's pretty. This is a nice shade. I definitely think because this brush, it's a little more dense, you're gonna have a deposit of color that's a little bit more than usual. And what I mean is I am someone that I usually use brushes like this for my blush. Very soft, they diffuse color, and I like them because I get to start with less and build to what I want, versus a brush like this that's gonna give you more impact right away. But that is Canyon Heat. Now this one is in the shade Lucid Glow, and I intentionally saved this one to go over top because it's more glowy, and I love a good blush topper. So let's see what we get. I'm gonna use this brush, pick up. Oh my goodness. Yeah, she's definitely a soft, glowy blush, which I think is gonna apply really nice with this. So let me try that. Yeah. Definitely gives a little bit more glow, but really pretty. So here we are, our bold side. Looking like a Welch's grape juice, a little. This shade definitely comes across nice and purple. I kind of thought this was going to be like a fuchsia magenta, but it's definitely pulling purple, which is fine. I just would use a different brush for the blush, but I like that brush for the bronzer and the highlight. And then on this side, we're a little softer. All right, we've got to try these on the eyes. Let's try this brush. I'm going to pick up the bronzer. Yeah, this brush, it's big, but it makes for a quick eye look, which I'm here for. Thank you. Totally going to be perfect for that one and done kind of vibe. I personally love using these on the eyes because you already have it. Doing all your face business, might as well just throw it on the eyes, you know what I mean? Let's touch into the shade right here. Not too much. Put this on the outer eye. This brush is definitely going to keep it diffused on the eyes, but you still get that little touch of color, which is what I would like. I'm going to go in with this glowy blush with my finger, and I'm going to put this on my lid. Just placement, and I'll go over with a brush. Go ahead into the highlight shade, and this will put on the inner corner just a little. I like this brush for the, you know, quick kind of vibe, but it's a little big for like the more detailed stuff, obviously. And again, it wasn't intended to be used on the eyes. We're just doing what we want. I'm gonna put a little bit of bronzer on the lower lash. And I'm gonna go in with a couple of coats of the Hourglass Unlocked Mascara. This is actually in a brown shade. I think I'm gonna go with this. I love the juicy, glossy lips vibes. Okay, so this is the shade Trace 105. These are great because they give hydration, they're glossy, and just a little wash of color. Here we are, eyes and face. Again, this is our more bold side, and this is the softer side with the glowy blush for topper. I don't know how I feel about this color. I don't know. I'm okay with this. But this, I feel is a little much. I really like the finish of the powders. Everything was very easy, built up nicely. You could keep it soft and sheer. I really am preferring the lighter side. I don't know how I feel about this color. But what's nice is you can build it up or you can keep it sheer. Yeah. I like the brush, but for blush, you gotta be a little careful with these more dense brushes because they go on a lot faster. But overall, very, very Hourglass quality. Really, really good. All right, comparison time. I have here the Lotus palette. This, over the years, I've just, kind of been thinking back. This has been my most favorite holiday palette because I felt like I could truly use all of the colors. Like, honestly, this is beautiful. This is great. Personally, for me and my taste, I can already see that I will kind of avoid this color. I still have the option of going in with a very diffused blush brush to softly put on this shade, and then maybe I can have it come across more pinky on me. But like right now, the way that it is, I can already see that I'm kind of gonna, I'll skip over that one shade. But what I was getting at was this Lotus palette, I love every single shade. Every single shade is loved and used. Every single one. This is the only Hourglass palette that I have. The other ones are old and I have since gotten rid of them. So this is the only one I have to compare. But let's swatch and let's see, because I mean, looking at them, I don't think I have, immediate colors that are exactly the same. And I will say that this finishing powder, this is the finishing powder I had mentioned prior, that it's a little bit darker, and it works so beautiful as that everyday soft warmth to the face bronzer. And because it's a finishing powder, it's lighter and it's just super natural on the skin. I love it for that. But this new palette, this is more suited for a true finishing powder. Nice light layers. You can see here the Lotus palette. Yeah. And the bronzer's a bit darker. The finishing powder is a bit darker. So this year, I mean, you can clearly see, yes, they're still dark, there's still depth, but they're not as dark as last year's, if you were curious. But of course, remember, when it comes to swatches, I don't know what it is about swatching these palettes. They just don't swatch the way that they apply on the face. Okay? Because, like, looking at this, doesn't it look more pinky? And then on me, it looks purple. Obviously, undertones and all that. And the bronzer from the Fox palette doesn't look like it's going to be as dark as it is. You know what I mean? Tones are different, depth is different, but that's Lotus from last year. And you can see there's more glow in the Lotus from last year versus this Fox one. Glows, yes, but not as much. I definitely feel that this Fox palette can totally work for a medium to deep skin tone. The thing is, as far as like the bronzer, I don't know how this is going to look on a deep. Yeah. I feel, again, the Lotus was definitely deeper than the Fox when it came to the bronzer and stuff. Now the Fox palette, it's definitely giving you the option of bold, soft, everyday vibes. And then, of course, it comes to technique as well. I could have totally went in with a soft diffuse brush to get a softer flush of this purpley pinky kind of shade, and you probably wouldn't hear me complain about it. But you do have the ability to have softer, bolder, based on just the colors. 6 shades, super quality. Hourglass, hands down, the best when it comes to baked powders. Just they're up there for a reason. And we keep coming back to them for a reason. Superb quality. Melt and blend into the skin. You cannot see that these are powders, and that's what I love most about Hourglass. That's personally why I keep coming back. My Vanish Airbrush powder, this is amazing. Hourglass just makes some good stuff. You know how much I love my little Hourglass quads? These are great too. I will say this. This If you're in the market and you want something like this, nice treat to self, go for it. The brush, while as the brush quality is nice, performance is great, I like the artistry on it, I like that it's dual-ended, I like that it's multifunctional, the shape allows you to do, you know, all the things. I don't think this is necessary. I think this is definitely optional, but that doesn't take away from the quality and the performance of it, but it's optional. Love that this is versatile. Use it on the eyes, use it on the face. Powders perform beautifully. I'll definitely probably stop complaining when I go in with a diffused brush for this brighter color. But other than that, very happy that I picked this up. Let me know your thoughts on these new Hourglass palettes and the brush. Hey, how you feeling about it all? Let's talk about it. Comment down below. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for spending some of your time with me today. Please take a moment and give today's video a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't. Stay beautiful, guys. I will see you very, very soon. Bye.